First guy, Keith, 23-year-old Juan Brito. And Brito will get a chance to basically win the starting second baseman job. He's a guy that the Guardians traded Andres Jimenez to kind of open up a spot and get rid of some money. Brito was acquired in the Nolan Jones trade with Rockies a couple years back. Played high A, double A, and triple A 2 years ago, hitting 271, 14 homers, 75 runs batted in, 811 OPS. Last year, all at triple A, hit 256, 21 home runs, 84 RBIs, and an 808 RPS with 40 doubles. Again, just 23 years old. Keith, when you look at Brito as a guy who sees a lot of prospects, what do you see with Brito?
Probably, I called him a soft regular, which means somebody who plays every day, maybe not for all 30 teams. You're often maybe looking for somebody a little bit better than that, but he can be your everyday second baseman if you're not contending or if you're, say, waiting for Travis Bazzana to show up and take that position more permanently. Brito does work the count. He's got a pretty good eye at the plate. He is a switch hitter. I think he's kind of a true switch hitter. He'll be able to stay to continue to hit from both sides. You won't have to platoon. He's second base, is probably his best position. He's not great anywhere, but I think he's perfectly fine at second. He does not hit the ball very hard. And I'm not obsessed with exit velocity, but I think it has something to tell us. And it's often an indicator of whether a guy can grow into some more power. And I think in his case, that's probably not going to happen. And that is the thing that distinguishes him from somebody like Bazzano, who I know we're going to talk about, but who has a higher ceiling. Bazzano could eventually be an all-star, whereas I see Brito as somebody who's probably best cast as a really good utility player on a contending team like the Guardians. But if he has to be their everyday second baseman for one season, that'll probably be fine.
Yeah, when you listen to rationales as to why you trade Andres Jimenez, Jimenez was not hitting the ball. His OPS was down in like 611, I think is what it was. And his salary's going up. He's probably the best defensive second baseman in baseball. But can you see a lot of teams paying $20 million for defense?
There's a couple. Like the Orioles are a team that really values defense very highly. And I mean, they do it from the draft all the way on up to the big leagues. But even if they internally think a player is worth, say, $20 million for his defense, they might also say, we don't have to pay him that because the market doesn't think that way. Why would we pay him that much money? And that, unfortunately, is what happened with Jimenez. After the breakout year in, I think it was 22, where I wrote a part of my annual column on players I was wrong about him because they did change his swing. They convinced him to start driving the ball more, and he had the season of his life. Now it looks like that season was the outlier. He hasn't hit the ball hard like that ever since. He still plays great defense. He does still take pretty good at bats. He's just limited. If he's not going to hit for that kind of power, and it doesn't even have to be over the fence power, I just mean impacting the ball more, he's limited in how much value he can provide to you. And I agree with you. That contract was starting to look a little dicey for a team that doesn't spend, right? The Guardians are just never going to run a particularly high payroll, even when they're contending, which they are right now. So probably made sense for the baseball guys to say, look, can we ship this guy out and put that money somewhere else?